Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Normally I talk about the raw vegan lifestyle from the health perspective, and even when people are trying to lose weight, I always tell them to focus on the weight first, and I stick to that. But one of the nice byproducts of this, there's a lot of nice byproducts of this lifestyle, and one of the byproducts of this lifestyle is having a flat stomach and keeping a flat stomach pretty much year round. My background a little bit, I've probably told it before, but not everybody's watched all my videos. I was a fat kid. I was fat up until about the time I was 13 years old, and then I kind of did whatever diet or whatever people were doing back then, and I restricted and I lost weight. But you do what you do back then. Anyhow, I kind of went from being a fat kid to just being a heavier kid, and then for a good portion of my life, I was just a bigger dude. So the point I'm making here is, before anybody goes there, is it's not a metabolism thing. I never had that naturally fast metabolism. I was never someone who could lose weight super easily. I was always that big guy, and it was almost like getting momentum going. Anytime I would let myself get a little bit out of shape, a little too thick around the middle or whatever, and I'd get back to being serious and get back into the gym with a focus of losing weight. It was the same for me, like I hear everybody else talking about. Excuse me, it's a little bit windy here again today. It was a struggle for me the same way. I had to start, reducing my calories, and then every day was spent on the treadmill, doing some of that slow cardio, which also too, that's another story. But once I came to this lifestyle, well, when I first came to this lifestyle, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know you needed to eat so much, and my problem was the opposite of a lot. I just simply didn't eat enough, and I started wasting away. So losing weight on the lifestyle was never a problem for me. And I've found a few things over the almost 5 years that I've been on this lifestyle, and it's just everything's really getting very honed in. I can kind of tell, like, okay, I've done a little too much of this, or I need to do this, or yeah, you need to watch that a little bit, just by being more aware of my body these days. One thing I want to tell you though is, obviously you've picked up the tone on this one. This isn't one of those gimmicky, like trying to do some crazy shit before spring break rolls around or before it's summer weather. But it's going to be, that time's going to be here soon. What's the date today? February the 7th. Spring break just around the corner. A lot of the country, a lot of the U.S. anyway, has not had much of a winter. So a lot of people are going to probably be in those bathing suits a little bit earlier, bathing suits and shorts a little bit earlier this year. So anyhow, you want to be ready. So just yet another reason for this lifestyle. Maybe one of the more superficial reasons for the lifestyle, but there's some of the things behind that aren't so superficial, such as one of the biggest reasons you have a flat stomach on this lifestyle is you just don't get the bloating. Once you kind of figure things out, and if you don't have a lot of internal problems, once you kind of figure the combining out, or just basically a few simple rules on how not to major build a gut bomb, you wake up flat every day. It's all about elimination. It's all about your digestion. Like I can feel how light, I can feel how clean I am. I can feel I don't ever have that next day bloating because I eliminate regularly. I go to the bathroom regularly, 2 or 3 times a day. So things are constantly moving through. This diet is full of fiber, so we're getting a lot of that gunk that sticks in our intestines out of there. And a lot of that, now that's not actually the fat that we're wearing, but it does kind of make that bloating, and it does kind of take away from that flat stomach. One thing I have found big time, and that's what I can take away from those trips to the States. People are saying all the time, I've been doing raw vegan, I'm not losing weight, or I'm getting fatter, or I'm still kind of fat, blah, blah, blah. One thing I've stressed above all other things when it comes to, especially this conversation about weight loss and having a flat stomach, is, and it can just be you can just be a little bit off, and it can prevent it. Like when I go to the States, sometimes I eat more fat, or some trips I eat more fat, not always. I eat more fat, and sometimes more sodium, more salt creeps into my diet over that time. I can see when I'm a little too high fat for me and I'm adding sodium in there, I can immediately see it and I can immediately get rid of it almost just like that. The same with the processed food. You know, and those three are just a horrible combination. The salt, high fat, and processed food do more for people holding weight onto their body, staying fat, not getting a slimmer body, than probably anything else out there, probably more so than the amounts people are eating. The amounts people are eating are important. I mean, regardless of what some people say, if you're trying to lose weight, or if you're trying to get in shape, get a slimmer body, no, you can't eat 6,000 calories a day unless you just have some sort of a crazy fitness program and you're burning mega calories. So you can't just say calories don't count, in and out. There's a science behind that, in and out. But mostly, I find the fat, the salt, and the processed food. I can almost see it. I can almost see this shrinking happening when I come back from the States. Like that week I got back, and I did no overts and just very high fruit and a lot of mono meals that week. I just saw everything tighten up. I saw that water weight from having the sodium in there just disappear. And I saw that little bit of eating too much fat. Just everything kind of tightened up a little bit. Now, I'm not obsessive over that because I'm not a spring chicken. I'll be 53 years old next month. But even at 53, it's just a good feeling. Somehow there's a correlation by how you look and how you feel. Like, I just tend to feel better. And it's not because of self-esteem or, I value myself more. It's just there's just this correlation that when my body is at its most efficient, it's also at its trimmest. It's also at its leanest too. So it's more of a thing of the feeling, but the byproduct, like I say, is you get a flat stomach. Now, like I say, I'm no spring chicken, not going to be Mr. Universe or anything, but at 53, I've got a flat stomach, no bloating. Now, I would benefit from a low fat week because I came back here and when I came back from the States, I did a couple of uber low fat weeks where I was I think maybe 2 days, 3 days over the whole time I added overts. Now, the last week or so, I got some good avocados last week, and I was a little bit higher fat last week. So I'm gonna tighten the fat down for maybe 4 or 5 days, and just do some hemp seeds for a little while. But listen, this lifestyle, and when I say raw vegan, I just kind of use those keywords: plant-based, plant-based, plant-based for the win, as people like to say. Because if you're whether you're eating raw vegan or even if you're doing a cooked version of it, if you're keeping that oil out of there, if you're keeping your fats low, whatever low for you, and I'm not getting into the crazy ranges, but a fairly low fat diet, without the oils and without the salt, the same thing. I just don't see how weight can be gained on this diet, this lifestyle, unless certain things are being put in there. It's just very hard. And then I guess if you can't, this is what I'll almost finish up with on weight loss, flat stomachs, whatever. You know what? Maybe you're not, if you're truly saying this stuff, maybe you're not supposed to lose the weight. Maybe then some people are supposed to carry extra weight. Maybe you are heavy carrying that, because if you are truly, I can guarantee you this, if I was eating like I'm eating right now, and I was carrying more weight than I wanted to carry, I would probably just come to a place of being okay with that, because I just know that I'm eating clean food. I'm eating whole foods every day. Right here within handshot, I've got pineapples, I've got a slew of mangoes, I've got manny sapotes, I've got bananas over here, I've got lettuce in the fridge. So it's not like I'm putting together a lot of these crazy raw vegan combos that are high in fat or whatever. So I just pretty much know. I don't know, and it's not 100%. I'm just saying, and I keep saying this as much as possible, there's not that many exceptions out there. If you're everybody thinks they're exception, and they're probably not. there's probably a culprit. It's probably not your body functioning differently. That everybody loves that go-to, and our bodies are different, but at times that can be kind of oh, our bodies are different. Well, no, you need to find what's what was missing in yours. Love when they give you a software update in the middle of doing a video. They ought to have some algorithms or something in this little iPhone to prevent that. But yeah, anyhow, just think about that. Like, be realistic with yourself, and I'm going to finish off with saying that and going back to one of my old boring points, your journal. If you're not losing weight, if you don't have a flat stomach, keep that journal and be honest with yourself. You don't have to show that journal to anybody else, but I'm saying 8 times out of 10 at least, when people are saying, oh, I don't know why I can't lose weight, I could probably, if you had an accurate journal, I could find why you're not losing weight, why you don't have a flat stomach, and it's probably going to come somewhere in the form of too much fat, sodium, processed food. Anyhow, just my take on things. If you like this one, please give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll hit that subscribe button, click on the bell, and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. And I hope you guys are off to a wonderful week. Love you. Peace.